Candidates, canvassers, campaign managers, students, you're very welcome to today's full-time hustings here at the College Bar for the Vice President for Welfare. On stage, from my right, your left, you've got Patrick Clancy, you've got Declan Higgins, you've got Kylie, Claire McCallion, Serena Keyboard, and Carlo Hagen. Please give these people a round of applause. This is a very hard thing to do. Each one of the candidates for Vice President for Welfare have got 3 minutes to put their point across to you as to why you should vote for them. So, without further ado, please welcome to the podium, candidate for Vice President for Welfare, Mr. Patrick Clancy.
How are you doing, folks? As you well know, my name is Patrick Clancy. And what I'm going to do here in my 3 minutes is I'm going to lay out my background in NUIG. I'm going to give you my 3 main points that I'm running on for the VP for Welfare. And I'm also going to explain why I think I'm the best person for this position. I'm 20 years of age, I'm from Clare, and I'm a final year BA in Maths and Economics. I'm the current SU Arts Convener, and I am running for Welfare in the NUIG SU. The 3 main points that I'm running on are these. The first one, a college house party. I think in the first 3 weeks of the first semester, there needs to be a college house party themed event run by the SU to help students relax into the academic year. Students far too often panic into the academic year, and therefore their grades fall and they become more anxious about the academic year. This party would allow them to make friends and relax into the academic year and therefore improve their grades by relaxation. The second idea is the student line. In NUIG there are many counselling services. However, I think there is a need for a student line whereby any student of NUIG can ring up anonymously and feel empowered at the end of their call. The issues would range from anything that the student would want to speak about, from sexual health, from financial, academic, so on and so forth. Anything that they wanted to speak about. If a first year was lonely in the first couple of weeks of college, then they could ring this student line. Finally, I would like to propose a student fest. Over the past number of years, there has been a lot of speak and talk about Rag Week. I cannot say that I'm going to bring back Rag Week. However, I do propose to bring a student fest themed event from the SU every year. This student fest would comprise of a 2-day event, whereby the first day would be a county colours day, and the second day would be an entertainment day run by the SU with big headline acts, so on and so forth. I think I am the best person for this job because I have the
30 seconds left.
That I have the most experience in running for welfare. I am a current Childline volunteer, I am current arts convener, and I think I am the best person for this job. Thank you.
Next up to the podium, Mr. Declan Higgins.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Berno. As you may know, some of you I may know here, some of you I may not. My name is Declan Higgins, and I'm a final year art student. And as we said, I'm running for welfare officer. I'm 20 years of age. I look older. I'm not going to deny it. It's been a particular source of discussion for a while. But yes, to remove all doubt, I am 20. I'll get into the substantive stuff now. A key policy I would like to implement next year is a We're Here For You campaign. And what that would encompass is where we bring the various services available to students together in a coherent way so everyone knows where they are and where they can get them. That would all be done, as I said, under a We're Here campaign, and that would obviously be promoted throughout the university. In relation to fees and grants, times are tough. I'm not going to deny it. I mean, we all find it quite difficult at the moment. In relation to that, I plan to continue the good work that's been done by the current SU to continue to fight increases in fees and decreases in grants. In the area of the Student Assistance Fund, I plan, if I'm elected, 7,000 applied for this alone. That's just a sign of the difficulty people are in. So I plan to roll that out and to make that a more efficient system. In relation to accommodation, now I will admit I didn't move too far from Galway for college and that, but I have a lot of friends who've had a lot of difficulties with accommodation. So I plan to produce a Know Your Rights booklet so you always know where you stand in relation to accommodation. And I plan to represent students in relation to their issues like their deposit, because at the end of the day that's important. It's important to you and therefore it'll be important to me. I'm not going to take up much more of your time, but I'd like you to come out and vote for me, number 1 for welfare on Thursday. And I promise, as the campaign slogan goes, I'll always have your back, and you have that commitment here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Declan. Next to the podium, Mr. J.D. Kylie.
1, 2, 1. Going to have to lean a bit forward here. Okay, my name is J.D. Kylie and I'm running for welfare this year, and I'm 21 years of age. I can't believe I'm older than 2 boys to the right of me. But okay, basically, it's my 4th year in college and I'm an undenominated science student. The reason why I thought for running for this position is basically I've been in a lot of positions where the people that would be coming to me if I was elected would be in. Such as I failed biotechnology 2 years ago. I just felt so alone, like I didn't know who to talk to or I didn't know who I could turn to. I just didn't know at all. And what I aim to do once, hopefully, if I'm elected, I want to raise awareness of the welfare officer around in Galway. I want to help people that were in my position before. I also dealt with bereavement through the college services before, and I want to kind of streamline that. There's a lot of, when I experienced it, there was a lot of maybe like to and froing, and especially with such sensitive subjects, you need to know who to go to. You don't want to be bounced around from department to department, trust me. I feel like I've taken on a role like this before. I was head of the Music Society 2 years ago. And I helped dealing with people's problems. People felt like they could come to me. I kind of felt like a parent sometimes. So I just want to be there for people, for my students here. Well, hopefully. A couple of my main points, I break up my campaign in 3 main points: mental health, financial stability, and sexual health. I want to organise an anonymous student hotline. I think our student reps, or class reps rather, are an untapped resource. I want to offer them an extra day of training to be trained like people such as the Samaritans, which then we would implement them into a student hotline that would be available Tuesdays and Thursdays, which are days which a lot of people go out on, and there's a lot of people left at home as well, and they feel like they have no one to talk to. And if they ring the Samaritans, maybe they might be too far detached from their current student life, but if they ring a fellow student anonymously, I feel like that would help them a lot. Also, another big thing in my campaign is sexual health. I want to organise anonymous STI testing. This has been used in a university in Glasgow, where basically you go into, which I plan on doing.
30 seconds left.
Oh, I plan on doing it in the SU, and you pee into a cup and you put your phone number in the front of it, and it's sent away for analysis, and it basically detects you back whether you should come in or you shouldn't. Vote for me, lads. Thanks very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, JD. Next to the podium, Miss Claire McCallion.
It's very high. Hi guys, my name is Claire can you hear that? Thanks. Hi guys, my name is Claire McCallion and I'm also running for the position of welfare officer. I am a final year psychology and English student from Donegal, and I am the current equality officer this year in the Students' Union. For the past 3 years, I have been class rep, SU Council chairperson, and I am this year's equality officer. As equality officer this year, I have dealt with lots of casework. some very, very intense casework with some of the most marginalised students here on campus, and I know that I can hit the ground running come July with regards to casework. Some of my main points that I want to get it to be achieved next year is to bring the Your Needs Forum, so to actually find out what students want and need from the Welfare Forum, to try to not solely focus on sexual health. The Condom Wednesdays have been great this year, but we need to expand them. We need to take into account mental health, we need to take into account physical health, as these all contribute, they all work together. Another main point is that the college this year has brought in a lot more placement for students. Nearly every single course involves some sort of placement. To bring in a welfare placement charter so that students, while they're on placement, are not left alone and do not feel abandoned. I've been talking to a lot of students on placement, and they have felt that they're not in the workforce and they're not students anymore, but they still are represented by their students' union. So this charter will tell people where to go if something happens, what their rights are in the workplace, and who is there to represent them. Another main point of mine is the accommodation service, the perfect pad. It's not the White House, just the right house. Sorry. Basically, this will be, because a lot of people don't actually understand that the welfare officer can help you get back and can represent you if the landlord decides to take your deposit. The student union is there to help students when they have issues like that. Another important issue is the jobs register. I know a lot of people have been talking about it this week. I myself have had to take a part-time job. I'm a full-time student, I'm on the grant. Fees are rising, grants are getting cut. A lot of students are needing to take part-time jobs, unfortunately. So student union should be not selling our students, but advertising that our students are here, we're good students, and we're able to work. So yeah, I don't want to go over time, but just all my information's on Facebook. I know that I can hit the ground running come July if you vote me for your welfare.
30 seconds.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Claire. Next to the podium is Serena Keyboard.
So this is like a joke that I'd be too short, but I am. So I'm going to move that down. Hi guys, my name is Serena Keyboard, and like everybody else here, I'm running for the position of welfare. I suppose I'll give you my history in the SU first. I'm 21 years of age, and I've been in NUI Galway for the past 4 years. I'm a final year science student. I've been involved heavily in the student union for the past 3 years. I was in first year I was a class rep, and I got elected onto the union body. In second year I was the class rep's chairperson. I was also on the academic board for the entire college. And in third year I was the convener for science, which is an executive position. So I know my ins and outs of the college, and I know my ins and outs to the students' union. So it's always good to know your way around. I'll run through a couple of my policies with you first. I have to say that welfare is an all-encompassing job. It's not just going to be 3 points. It's not just going to be focus on this or focus on that. There is so much involved in it. For a start off, you have alcohol awareness, drugs awareness, LGBT, you've got casework, so much casework. As well as that, you've got people who have mental health issues, the mental health campaign, the sexual health campaign, you've got cyberbullying, you've got healthy living, you've got finance. It's everything that people come to you with. So a couple of things that I would like to change this year would be in mental health, to make it more available to people, to put it out there, let people interact, let them learn about it, have information sessions, have talks on it, and as well as that, remind people that it's not all about these big conditions such as depression or schizophrenia or whatever it may be. Little things like eating disorders are a huge thing at the moment. They're very, very common, and people don't associate them with being a mental health issue. They are. It's generally to do with stress relief, or there's too much pressure in their lives. As well as that, I would like to involve a sexual health campaign in Freshers Fortnight, because February's a little bit late to have Shag Week. So run both of them. Something at the beginning of the year for people coming in fresh, away from home, away from their parents, getting out there, and just making sure that everyone's safe and healthy and all that. As well as that, exam stress is a huge problem, especially for people that suffer from anxiety. They can literally have a panic attack in an exam, they can feel unwell, it can stop them from studying. So doing stress management, time management, study skills, all these sorts of things.
It's 30 seconds.
Wow, that was quick. There's lots more that I want to talk about, so I'm just going to leave it there. But North Campus is the big thing, and I would like to bring in the University Ball. If UCD, Trinity, and GMIT can run some sort of festival, I believe that we can as well. So thank you very much for your time, and
Thank you, Saoirse. And our last candidate to speak this evening, Mr. Carlo Hagen.
Hello everybody. First of all, my name is Carlo Hagen. I'm 21, I'm a corporate law student, and I have a diploma in Irish. I've done 2 years part-time. First of all, the greatest thing about, or the greatest achievement of any welfare officer this time next year is never going to be published. It's going to be the day-to-day basis casework of whoever's across the desk looking for help. But first of all, I'm going to give you a soundbite. You're going to be sick of them by the end of the week, but it's going to be proactivity and not reactivity. If I am elected, I'm going to be an officer that is going to be proactively seeking change and improvement, and I'm not just going to base ideas by reacting from government policy. And this is especially in regards to fees. You may have seen the M&M campaign walking around the place. You may have seen the two wee M&M lads. And that is to do with the two things I think affect students the most. That's money and mental health. I know the welfare officer is all-encompassing, but I think there's two issues that will affect every student that comes in, and that is money and mental health. On the money side of things, I'm going to be proactively seeking to raise money from local businesses, from local people, in order to put onto people's student cards that are on the grant. People that have been affected by cuts in the grant the most, and put that onto student cards in order to buy food, not drink unfortunately, but onto food for the student card. And so they can at least get that little struggle out of the way so they can afford food. For the mental health side of things, 1 in 5 people deal with some sort of mental health issue, and 1 in 10 people in this room at the minute have depression. It's a fact of life. It's nothing surprising. It's just a fact. 1 in 10 people here have depression. So I'm going to run an Inspire campaign to show that people that have achieved greatness have depression. From people like Neil Lennon beating Barcelona with Celtic, that's fairly great. Not so good with the Juventus part. But as well as that, Abraham Lincoln, Zach Braff, Kylie Minogue, Frankie from the Saturdays, a lot of people who have depression can achieve greatness, and part of my Inspire campaign will show people that they can achieve greatness too. Finally, I'm going to get to the end of it. My last one is just a very practical idea, student safety. It's the Don't Walk Home Alone campaign. By cooperating with local firms, it's actually been established in GMIT already, so there's no problem with it getting up and running. I'm going to establish a student card for fare scheme. So whenever you're walking home at the end of the night because you've spent all your money on drink or whatever, a lot of people, especially girls, have to walk home on their own, which is very dangerous.
30 seconds.
It's very dangerous. So if I'm elected, I'll put this scheme into place where a student who has no money can give their student card to the taxi driver of the firm, and that'll be an effective payment for the night. And the next day they can go into the taxi firm company and get their student card back in exchange for the fare. So it's very simple, very effective, and it'll help student safety. That's me. I'm Carlo Hagen. Please give me a number 1 or a 2 for welfare. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Carl.